Rants. Like and subscribe. So you clicked on the thumbnail, right? I mean, I guess you grew up watching Doug, right? You remember when it was a Nicktoon? You remember when Disney took it over, right? Made it a little bit more modern. You remember it. But do you really know about the show? I'm asking because you know I'm Rants. You know I know about it. You already know me, right? But I have to ask you guys, do you know where Bluffington is located? Well, how about this? Because Bluffington is a fictional city, I guess, right? Where Doug, moved. Him and the family, they moved from Bloatsburg, I believe, and they moved to Bluffington, right? But where is Bluffington based off of? See, you watch Doug, right? And I don't know which version you like. Did you watch the dun 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 dun, or did you do the that's that Disney, right? But at the end of the opening credits, they always told us that it was created by Jim Jinkins. Now, understand, we were kids, right? I get it. But we're adults now. So on you to do your research now, right? And you didn't even care to do that. That's why you clicked on this video, and don't worry. Rants is going to school you. We're going to talk about the fictional locations. We're going to talk about the real locations. This is Doug. This is the rant on the real Bluffington. Y'all like that fake echo? Yeah. Rants hit y'all with that fake echo, right? Now, before we even start on locations and all that, right? Let's just break down something. Let's just nip this in the bud. Because I already know how you guys going to carry this. Now, I understand, what you want your reality to be. And, you grew up watching this in the 90s. All that is cool, right? But understand this, okay? The creator of this show was old, okay? Older than us. Let's just say that. I'm not going to, we got to use that term old loosely, right? But he's older than us. A kid didn't write this show, right? So this show takes place in the 60s, right? I know, what you mean? What you mean, Rants? It takes place in the 60s. Yes, the show takes place in the damn 60s, all right? Now, how do I know this? Why is Roger wearing the Fonz leather? Is he not wearing the Fonz leather? Thank you. Why are they hanging out at a burger spot? Yeah. A diner. Why are they hanging out? Like, what are we doing? 50s, 60s, right? That is that era, right? It is what it is. I don't care what you want, right? Now that we got that out the way, okay? Now, I'm not one to judge, but the average human being, they usually research stuff that they like on their smartphone, right? Everybody has one, right? And understand, I get it. You like the show, but we're grown and you didn't care to do your research on the creator. But it's a well-known fact. Bluffington is based off of Richmond, Virginia. Specifically, the Lakeside area. Okay? So the Lakeside area of Richmond. Now, can we get into season 1, episode 9? Doug's Big Catch. Yeah, when they're in Lucky Duck Lake. Yeah, popular fishing spot, obviously, due to the name of the episode, right? Doug's Big Catch. But if you notice and you look at Lucky Duck Lake, you see a little island in the middle, right? Okay, interesting. Very interesting, right? Well, there's a lake in the Lakeside area, of course, of Richmond, named Swan Lake. Similar to Lucky Duck Lake, right? Swan Lake. And as you can see, similar island, right? Similar island. Or What about season 1, episode 2? Doug bags a nematode. Classic episode. We all remember this one, right? And they mentioned Stinson's Pond, right? You guys remember Roger hopped in that water with those patent leather boots on? You know, those expensive fancy patent leather boots. Roger had a little money now. I know he might have looked a little broke on the Nickelodeon side too, but he was still doing his thing, right? He hopped those crazy patent leather boots in that water. He started doing a dance, trying to bag a nematode like he scored in Little League football. You know, did a crazy dance, right? But what if I told you that pond is based off of Tally's Pond, located, of course, in the same Lakeside, Richmond, Virginia area? Yeah, Tally's Pond has their little folklore attached to it, just like Stinson's Pond, right? See, it all makes sense. Now, another thing you guys got to understand is that the creator of Doug, he created all of these characters based on real life people. So, Roger actually exists. Skeeter actually exists. Patty actually exists. Even Miss Wingo, whom he based it off his second and third grade teacher. I believe her name was really Miss Wingo. And on the show, of course, Doug attends Bluffington School. That's his elementary school, right? But that school is actually based on a real elementary school by the name of Maud Trevitt. Yes, Maud Trevitt Elementary School. You see the pictures right there, right? Or what about during the Disney years when, you know, they're in middle school and they attend the prestige BB Bluff Middle School? Yeah. You guys watch the show, right? You guys already know BB Bluff Money Long now. Her money long. You know, her people's own Bluff Co. Everybody know that now. It's the reason why Bluffington is what they are, right? But yeah, she's like the modern day Paris Hilton of Bluffington, right? But yeah, it's a school named after their peer, and they attend the middle school BB Bluff Middle School. That school is actually based off of Brooklyn Middle School. Nice looking school, you know. Or what about the Moody School for the Gifted? The famous Judith Anastasia Funny attended there. You know, she was a thespian. She took her art and her craft seriously. That was a performing arts school for the gifted. Judy went there, of course. Now, what if I told you that school is based off of a real school? Yes. George H. Moody Middle School. They just made it a high school because, you know, she's Judy. It's a show, right? But that school is for, like, gifted people. People that want to act and stuff like that. You know, performing arts. It's one of those schools. What a coincidence! And I mean, of course, it gets deeper than that. You guys remember the Four Leaf Clover Mall in Bluffington, right? That could easily be compared to the Cloverleaf Mall. Yeah, you see, you understand it now, right? Now, of course, Doug lived in Bluffington, but the neighborhood he grew up in was called Lucky Hills. And the creator grew up in Valentine Hills. Yeah, and this explains Skeeter's character. You know, his best friend that he known since elementary school. That's same thing with Skeeter and Doug, right? But as you can see, Skeeter Valentine is named after the street they grew up on, right? Valentine Street, Valentine Hills. It all makes sense. And we even also got the actual house that Doug's house is based off of now. I'm not sure if the creator actually lived here, but this is the house that he based Doug's house off of, right? And now, of course, crust level thinking will lead you to believe, of course, the beats are based off the Beatles. We said this takes place in the 60s, right? But, it's Virginia, and tobacco was always their cash crop, and Virginia, they do love a deep-rooted vegetable, so beets kind of make sense with that too. Now, and since we're on food, that leads us to the most controversial place in the Doug universe and the real life universe, right? The Honker Burger. Okay? The Honker Burger. You remember the Honker Burger, right? They was there. They spent a lot of episodes at the Honker Burger. I believe Doug even wasted some ketchup on Roger's nice patent leathers. We discussed that, right? He kept them nice things on his feet, right? But yeah, the Honker Burger. Now, it's two places that this spot could be based off of, right? We have Kelly's hamburgers from back in the day. They had the 15-cent burgers. As you can see, it's an old school vibe. It fits around the time he was coming up. That spot has since closed, and it's now Boulevard Burger and Brew. Okay? It's still open. Okay? It's just not Kelly's anymore. But they also got another spot, right? And this spot is called Roy's Big Burger. Okay? As you can see, this place has just as much history. However, this place looks more like a carry out as opposed to a dine in, right? But if you look in the comments, like when you're looking, when you're looking up Richmond, or you're looking up, doing your research on this topic, I should say, people from that area will easily say that Roy's have the better burger. Nonetheless, though, you guys see it. Rants don't lie about anything. Just because you didn't know don't mean I didn't know. Like and subscribe.